My dear one, the waiting is over. Not because the calendar changed or because circumstances shifted. The miracle you have been praying for, crying for, pleading for in the quiet hours when no one else was watching, is no longer in the future. It is here. Right now. In this very moment. It is here. Right now. In this very moment. You may not see it with your natural eyes yet, but I need you to understand something that will change everything about how you walk forward from this point. What exists in the spiritual realm is more real than what you can touch with your hands. The manifestation you have been waiting for has already been released from my throne room. It is making its way towards you with the same certainty that sunrise follows darkness. I know you have been wondering if I heard you. Every single prayer, every whispered plea, every desperate cry in the middle of sleepless hours when the weight of what you were carrying became too heavy to bear alone. You have asked me the same thing so many times, turning the words over in your heart like stones worn smooth by repetition, wondering if this time would be different, wondering if maybe you were asking for something I did not want to give, wondering if your faith was not strong enough, not pure enough, not persistent enough, wondering if there was something you needed to do, some key you were missing, some secret formula that would finally unlock my response and cause the heavens to open over your life. I am telling you now clearly, without any confusion, without any ambiguity. I heard you the first time. I heard you every time. And I have been working on your behalf in ways you cannot even begin to comprehend. The problem has never been my hearing. It has never been my willingness. It has never been your worthiness or lack thereof. The delay you have experienced was not punishment for some hidden sin. It was not me ignoring you because I was busy with more important matters. It was not a sign that I had abandoned you or forgotten your name or lost track of your situation among the billions of prayers ascending to my throne every moment of every day. The delay was preparation. I have been setting things in motion that required precise timing, divine alignment, supernatural coordination across multiple lives and circumstances and situations that you are not even aware of. I have been moving people into position, people who will play crucial roles in your breakthrough. I have been removing obstacles you did not even know existed, barriers that would have derailed the full manifestation of what I have planned for you. I have been closing doors that would have led you to something less than what I had designed, doors that looked appealing from your perspective but would have ultimately left you empty and unfulfilled. I have been opening doors that no man can shut, doors that lead to the abundant life I promised you. And all of that work, all of that divine orchestration happening simultaneously across multiple dimensions of reality, had to happen in a specific order with perfect timing. You see, child, when you pray for a miracle, you are often thinking about one thing, one breakthrough, one change, one provision, one answer, one door opening, one problem solved, one need met. But I see the entire picture. I see the tapestry of your life from beginning to end. I see 20 years into your future, and I see 50 years beyond that. I see the generations that will come after you, the children and grandchildren who will be impacted by what I do in your life right now. I see the connections and relationships and opportunities that need to align perfectly, like tumblers in a lock, for you to receive not just what you asked for, but what I intended for you before I formed you in your mother's womb. So when there has been waiting, when there have been delays that made no sense to you, when there have been seasons where it seemed like nothing was happening and your prayers were bouncing off the ceiling, it has never been waiting for the sake of waiting. It has been preparation for the sake of permanence. It has been divine timing for the sake of maximum impact. It has been strategic delay for the sake of complete fulfillment. Think about the story of Abraham and Sarah. I promised them a son. Not just any son, but a son who would be the beginning of a nation, a people through whom all the families of the earth would be blessed. I gave them a specific word. I made a covenant with Abraham that his descendants would be as numerous as the stars in the sky and as the sand on the seashore. And then decades passed. Not days, not weeks, not months. Decades. Sarah went through menopause. Her body was no longer capable of carrying a child by any natural measure. The biological window had closed. The possibility had evaporated. Abraham was old, his body as good as dead when it came to reproduction. By every reasonable standard, by every medical assessment, by every logical evaluation, the promise was impossible. It was not just unlikely. It was biologically, physically, naturally impossible. And yet, at the exact right time, when the timing was perfect according to my sovereign plan, Isaac was born. Not when they wanted it, not when they thought it made sense, not when they were young and strong and capable and full of energy, but when the timing was perfect for my plan to unfold exactly as I had designed it from the foundation of the world. The miracle came when it was supposed to come. Not one day early, not one day late. And the same is true for you. Every single tear you have cried over this situation, I have collected. I have kept them in a bottle, stored in the treasury of heaven. Not because I enjoy watching you suffer, not because I take pleasure in your pain, but because I wanted you to know that nothing you have walked through has been wasted. Nothing has been meaningless. Nothing has been random or purposeless. Every moment of waiting has been building something in you. Character that cannot be shaken. Endurance that does not quit when the pressure increases. Faith that is not dependent on immediate results or instant gratification. Trust that does not collapse when circumstances do not make sense and the path forward is shrouded in darkness. You are not the same person who started praying for this miracle. The person you were when you first brought this request to me would not have been able to handle what I am about to release into your life. You have been refined in the fire of waiting. You have been strengthened through the resistance of delay. You have been prepared, equipped, matured, developed to handle what I am about to place in your hands. Many people receive blessings they are not ready for, and those blessings end up destroying them. You have seen it happen. The person who wins the lottery and is bankrupt within 5 years. The person who gets the promotion they desperately wanted and it ruins their family. The person who finally gets the relationship they prayed for and it becomes toxic. The person who receives wealth without wisdom, power without character, influence without integrity. I am not interested in giving you something that will ruin you. I am not interested in answering your prayer in a way that will ultimately harm you. I am interested in giving you something that will establish you, something that will build you up and not tear you down, something that will last beyond this temporary moment, something that will bear fruit not just in your life, but in the lives of everyone connected to you, everyone who comes after you, everyone who will be touched by the ripple effects of this breakthrough. That kind of miracle requires the right foundation. And I have been building that foundation in you through every day of waiting, through every night of tears, through every season of pressing in when you felt like giving up. Now, I am telling you clearly, with the full authority of heaven behind my words, your season of waiting has come to an end. I am not saying this to give you false hope. I am not saying this to manipulate your emotions or keep you hanging on with empty promises. I am saying this because it is true, because the decree has been issued, because the time has come, because the season has shifted. The miracle is here. The breakthrough is here. The provision is here. The healing is here. The restoration is here. The answer is here. What you have been praying for, what you have been believing for, what you have been standing on my word for, has already been released from heaven. It exists in the spiritual realm right now, fully formed, fully complete, fully ready, fully loaded with everything you need, and it is making its way into the natural realm where you will see it with your eyes, touch it with your hands, experience it with every part of your being. You need to understand how the spiritual realm works. You need to understand the mechanics of how my kingdom operates. When I speak something into existence, it is done, immediately, instantly, completely. There is no delay on my end. There is no processing time. There is no waiting period. When I said, "Let there be light," light appeared instantly. When I spoke the worlds into being, they came into being. When I commanded the dry land to appear, it appeared. My word does not return to me void. It does not fail to accomplish its purpose. It accomplishes exactly what I send it to accomplish. It succeeds in the thing for which I purpose it. So when I promised you this miracle, when I gave you this specific word, when I placed this desire in your heart and confirmed it again and again through my voice, through my scripture, through the witness of my spirit inside you, through circumstances and signs and confirmations, that promise became a reality in the spiritual realm the moment I spoke it. It became fact. It became truth. It became established in the heavenly realms. The manifestation you are waiting for is not something I still need to create. It is not something I am still working on, still building, still preparing. It already exists. The healing already exists. The financial breakthrough already exists. The restored relationship already exists. The open door already exists. The provision already exists. The miracle already exists. It is real. It is complete. It is finished. And now, in this season, it is crossing over from the realm of the spirit into the realm of the flesh, from the invisible to the visible, from the eternal to the temporal, where you will experience it with your 5 senses. That process is happening right now. The veil between the spiritual and the natural is thin in this season of your life. The barriers are coming down. The walls are dissolving. What has been invisible is becoming visible. What has been impossible by natural standards is becoming actual. What has been hidden is being revealed. Your finances are about to change. I am not talking about a small adjustment. I am not talking about a little bit of breathing room. I am talking about a complete turnaround, a total reversal, a supernatural shift that will be undeniable. The lack you have been experiencing, the struggle to make ends meet, the constant pressure of not having enough, the weight of debt and bills and obligations that have crushed you and kept you up at night and caused you to feel ashamed and inadequate, all of that is about to shift. The season of barely enough is ending. The season of lack is over. I am opening streams of income you did not plan for, sources of provision you did not see coming. I am bringing opportunities you did not apply for, offers you did not solicit, doors you did not knock on. I am causing people to remember your name and offer you things you did not ask for, to bring you into rooms you did not have access to. I am releasing favor that will make no sense to anyone watching your life, including you. Supernatural favor that cannot be explained by your resume or your connections or your qualifications. Doors that were locked for years are swinging open. Resources that were blocked are flowing freely. Debts that seemed permanent, that you thought you would carry for the rest of your life, are being canceled, erased, wiped clean. You have been faithful with the little I gave you. You have honored me even when it was hard, even when you did not understand why I was asking you to give when you barely had enough, even when you were tempted to compromise, to take shortcuts, to make decisions based on fear instead of faith, to grab what you could get instead of waiting for what I promised. You chose to trust me. You chose to keep tithing even when it seemed mathematically impossible, when the numbers did not add up, when holding back that portion would have made your life easier in the short term. You chose to keep giving even when you barely had enough for yourself, when the cupboards were nearly empty and the bank account was running on fumes. You chose to keep believing that I am a good father who provides for his children, who does not withhold good things from those who walk uprightly. And now, because you have been faithful with little, I am entrusting you with much. Not so you can hoard it. Not so you can build bigger barns for yourself. Not so you can live in luxury while others suffer. But so you can be a conduit of my blessing, a river and not a reservoir. So you can be a living testimony of my provision. So you can fund the assignments I have given you and support the people I am sending into your life and be a blessing to your generation. Your health is about to be restored. That sickness that has plagued you, that pain that has been your constant companion, that condition the doctors could not fully explain or adequately treat, I am touching it with my healing hand. I am the same God who healed the sick in the Gospels. I am the same God who caused the lame to walk, and the blind to see, and the deaf to hear, and the lepers to be cleansed. My power has not diminished. My arm has not become too short to save. My willingness to heal has not changed. I am still moved with compassion when I see my children suffering, when I see you living in pain, when I watch you struggle with limitations that were never part of my original design for your life. And I am moving on your behalf right now. In the unseen realm, in the cellular level, in the depths of your body, healing is taking place. Cells are being restored to their original function. Systems are being reset to operate the way I designed them. Pain is being removed at the root. Inflammation is being reduced. What was broken is being repaired. What was damaged is being renewed. What was dying is being brought back to life. You are going to feel the difference. You are going to notice the change. You are going to see the evidence in your body, in your energy levels, in your ability to do things you have not been able to do. And when the doctors run the tests again, when they do the scans and the blood work and the examinations, they are going to be confused because what was there before is no longer there. What showed up on the previous tests has disappeared, and they will have no medical explanation for it. But you will know. You will know it was me. Your family is about to be blessed. The division that has torn you apart, the conflict that has created walls between people who should be close, the misunderstandings that have festered into bitterness, the broken relationships that have left gaping wounds in your heart, the prodigals who walked away from me and from the family. All of that is under my authority. All of that is subject to my power. I am working in the hearts of the people you love. I am working in ways you cannot see, in moments you are not aware of, through circumstances you know nothing about. I am softening what was hard. I am opening what was closed. I am healing what was wounded. I am melting what was frozen. I am restoring what was broken. You have been praying for them. You have been standing in the gap, interceding when they could not or would not pray for themselves. You have been believing for their salvation, their deliverance, their transformation, their return. And I am answering those prayers. Not because you prayed perfectly, not because you used the right words or the right formula, not because you earned it through your faithfulness, but because I am faithful to my promises. I said that I would save your household. I said that I would pour out my spirit on your sons and daughters. I said that I would turn the hearts of the fathers to the children and the hearts of the children to the fathers. I said that I would restore what the locust has eaten. And I am doing exactly what I said I would do. You are going to see family members come back to me. You are going to see them surrender their lives, bow their knees, open their hearts to the truth they have been running from. You are going to see reconciliation happen in relationships that seemed permanently broken, that seemed beyond repair, that you had almost given up hope for. You are going to see healing in areas where there was only pain and bitterness and resentment. You are going to see my love transform the people you have been praying for, change them from the inside out, make them into new creations. And when it happens, when you witness the transformation with your own eyes, you are going to know beyond any doubt that it was my hand, my power, my grace at work, because there is no human explanation for the changes you are about to witness. No therapy, no intervention, no conversation could have produced what I am about to do in their hearts. I am the God who keeps his promises, not some of them, not most of them, not the easy ones, all of them, every single one. I have never spoken a word that did not come to pass. I have never made a commitment I did not fulfill. I have never started something I did not finish. I have never abandoned a project halfway through. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my word will never pass away. What I said to you in the secret place, in those intimate moments when it was just you and me, what I whispered to your heart in the middle of the hardest season, what I confirmed through my scripture and through my spirit and through the witness of mature believers I placed in your path, all of that is still true. It has not changed because circumstances changed. It has not been canceled because time passed. It will not be revoked because you stumbled or failed or made mistakes along the way. My promises are not dependent on your perfection. They are dependent on my character. And my character does not change. I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. What I promised you is manifesting in your life right now. Trust me with all your heart, not with part of your heart, not with the portion you can afford to risk, not with the area that feels safe, with all of it, with every hope, every dream, every fear, every desire, every question. Lean not on your own understanding. Stop trying to figure out how I am going to do this. Stop trying to make sense of the timeline. Stop trying to force the pieces to fit together in a way that makes logical sense to your natural mind. Stop trying to create backup plans in case I do not come through. My ways are higher than your ways. My thoughts are higher than your thoughts. As high as the heavens are above the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. I do not operate according to human logic or natural limitations. I do not follow the rules that govern your temporary world. I operate according to my power, my wisdom, my perfect will, and I am asking you to trust me completely, without reservation, without holding back, without keeping one foot on the shore in case you need to retreat. That does not mean you stop using wisdom. It does not mean you stop taking practical steps. It does not mean you sit back passively and wait for everything to fall into your lap while you do nothing. Faith without works is dead. I am not asking you to be presumptuous or foolish. I am asking you to stop carrying the weight of trying to make it happen yourself. Stop lying awake running through scenarios and strategies and backup plans and contingency options. Stop operating from a place of fear and anxiety, constantly looking for evidence that it is not going to work out, constantly bracing yourself for disappointment. Instead, fix your eyes on me. Keep your gaze steady on my face. Anchor your hope in my character, not in your circumstances. Remind yourself daily that I am able to do exceedingly, abundantly above all you could ask or think, according to the power that works in you. I am able. Those two words contain everything you need. I am able. When doubt creeps in, and it will, because the enemy does not give up easily, and your own mind will question what your spirit knows to be true, I want you to speak my word out loud. I want you to remind yourself of who I am. I am the God who parted the Red Sea when there was no way forward. I am the God who brought water from a rock when the people were dying of thirst in the desert. I am the God who fed thousands with a few loaves and fish that a boy offered. I am the God who raised the dead, who called Lazarus out of the tomb after 4 days. I am the God who calmed the storm with a single word, who rebuked the wind and the waves, and they obeyed me. I am the God who created everything you see and everything you do not see, all the visible and invisible realms, with nothing but the power of my spoken word. And I am the same yesterday, today, and forever. I do not change. I do not evolve. I do not grow weaker. I do not become less capable. What I did for them, I will do for you. Not because you are special in the sense of being better than anyone else, more spiritual than other believers, more deserving of my attention, but because you are mine. You belong to me. You are my child. You carry my DNA. You are part of my family. And I take care of my children. I provide for my own. I protect what belongs to me. I need you to start living like the miracle has already happened. I need you to start speaking like it is done. I need you to start making decisions from a position of faith rather than fear. I need you to start thanking me for what you have not seen yet with your natural eyes. This is not about pretending. This is not about denial or delusion or putting on a fake smile while your heart is breaking. This is about faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith gives substance to what you are hoping for. It makes the invisible real. It brings proof of what has not yet manifested. You have hoped for this. You have dreamed of it. You have prayed for it. Now I am asking you to treat the unseen reality as if it is already concrete, already certain, already guaranteed, already done, because it is. In the realm of the Spirit, it is finished, it is complete, it is accomplished. Your job is to align your heart, your words, your actions, your decisions with that spiritual reality, and watch as it crosses over into the natural realm. Stop speaking death over your situation. Stop rehearsing the problem over and over. Stop giving voice to the fear, the doubt, the worst-case scenarios. Stop telling everyone who will listen how bad things are, how impossible your situation is, how it is never going to change. Every time you speak doubt, you are empowering the very thing you are fighting against. You are giving strength to the enemy's lies. You are creating with your words. Words have power. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. You will eat the fruit of your words. You will have what you say. So start saying what I say. Start declaring that the breakthrough is here. Start proclaiming that the miracle has arrived. Start announcing that the waiting is over. Start testifying to my goodness before you see the full manifestation. Start thanking me in advance for what I am doing behind the scenes. Start praising me for the victory before the battle is over. Start celebrating the harvest before you see the first sprout breaking through the ground. When the Israelites were trapped at the Red Sea with Pharaoh's army closing in behind them, they panicked. They cried out in fear. They accused Moses of bringing them out into the wilderness to die. They said it would have been better to stay in slavery in Egypt than to die in the desert. They could not see any way forward. The sea was in front of them, an impossible barrier. The enemy was behind them, getting closer with every passing moment. Mountains were on both sides, hemming them in. There was no escape by natural means. No solution that made sense. No strategy that would work. And yet, I told Moses to tell them to stand still and see the salvation of the Lord. I told them to be quiet, to stop complaining, to stop panicking, to stop looking at the circumstances, to stop focusing on the problem. And then I moved. I sent a strong east wind, and I parted the sea. I made a way where there was no way. I created a path through the impossible. I brought them through on dry ground, with walls of water on both sides held back by my power. And when the enemy tried to follow, when Pharaoh's army charged into the sea after them, I closed the waters over them. Total deliverance, complete victory, absolute defeat of everything that was pursuing them. A miracle that none of them could have orchestrated or predicted or made happen through their own effort. That is what I am doing for you. You have felt trapped. You have felt like the enemy was closing in from behind. You have felt like there was no way out, no solution, no hope, no exit. You have felt the pressure mounting on all sides, but I am making a way. I am parting the sea. I am creating a path forward that did not exist before. I am opening a route through the impossible situation. And when you walk through it, when you step out in faith and move forward on the dry ground I have created, you are going to look back and see that I drowned every single thing that was chasing you. The debt will be gone. The sickness will be gone. The oppression will be gone. The fear will be gone. The anxiety will be gone. The lack will be gone. All of it is going under the water. All of it is being destroyed by my power. All of it is being removed from your life permanently. And you are walking into freedom, into breakthrough, into the abundant life I promised you. I am asking you to be still, to stop thrashing around trying to save yourself, to stop running in circles looking for a human solution to a spiritual problem, to stop wearing yourself out with worry and fear and sleepless nights. Stand still. Plant your feet. Set your face like flint. Fix your eyes on me and refuse to look away. Watch what I am about to do. You are going to see my power in a way you have never seen it before. You are going to witness my faithfulness in a way that will wreck every doubt you have ever had, that will shatter every lie the enemy has whispered to you. You are going to experience my provision in a way that will become a testimony you carry for the rest of your life, a story you will tell your children and grandchildren, a memorial stone that will remind you of who I am every time you face another impossible situation. This breakthrough is not just for you. It is for everyone who has been watching your life, everyone who has seen you struggle and wondered how long you could hold on, everyone who has questioned whether serving me is really worth it, whether faith actually produces results, whether my promises are true. They are about to see the evidence. They are about to witness the proof. They are about to watch as I do something in your life that cannot be explained by coincidence or luck or good timing or human effort. They are going to know that it was me. They are going to see my fingerprints all over your breakthrough. And many of them are going to turn their hearts toward me because of what they see me do for you. Your testimony is going to become their catalyst for faith. That is why the waiting was so long. That is why the struggle was so intense. That is why the pressure was so great. That is why I allowed you to be pushed to the breaking point, to the place where you had nothing left to give, where you were running on empty, where you had exhausted every human resource. Because the testimony that is coming out of this season is going to be powerful. It is going to be undeniable. It is going to reach people you have never met, impact lives you will never know about until eternity. It is going to encourage believers who are on the verge of giving up, who are ready to throw in the towel. It is going to convict unbelievers who thought I was distant or uncaring or uninvolved in human affairs, who thought I was an ancient myth or a religious concept, but not a living, active, powerful God. Your miracle is going to become a sign and a wonder that points people to me, that demonstrates my reality, that proves I am still on the throne and still moving in power. So do not waste your pain. Do not bury your story. Do not minimize what you have been through or what I am bringing you out of. When the breakthrough comes, and it is coming, tell people, share it, testify, give me glory. Do not let humility become false modesty that robs me of the praise I deserve. Do not let fear of what people will think keep you silent. Let your life become a billboard that declares my goodness to a world that desperately needs to know I am real, and I am active, and I am still performing miracles in the 21st century. You may not see the fullness of the manifestation in this exact moment. The answer may unfold over days or weeks. It may come in stages rather than all at once. But the process has started. The gears are turning. The wheels are in motion. Things are happening behind the scenes that you are not aware of yet. Conversations are taking place that involve your name. Decisions are being made that will impact your future. Doors are being unlocked that have been closed for years. Obstacles are being removed that you did not even know were in the way. Favor is being released over your life. Divine appointments are being arranged. Connections are being made. And very soon you are going to see the evidence with your natural eyes. You are going to hold the answer in your hands. You are going to experience the breakthrough in your body, your bank account, your relationships, your circumstances. It is going to become tangible and undeniable. When it happens, remember this moment. Remember that I told you it was coming. Remember that I told you the waiting was over. Remember that I told you to trust me. Remember that I am faithful. Remember that I keep my promises. And let that remembrance build your faith for the next season, for the next challenge, for the next impossible situation you will face. Because this miracle is not the end of my involvement in your life. It is just the beginning. It is the first fruits. It is the down payment. It is the evidence that I am who I say I am, and I will do what I say I will do. I have plans for you that go far beyond this one breakthrough. I have assignments for you that require the faith you are building right now. I have people I am going to send to you who need to hear that God still answers prayer, who need to see that faith still works, who need proof that I am real. I have places I am going to position you where your testimony will open doors for the gospel. I have influence I am going to give you that will allow you to impact your generation. This miracle is a seed. It is going to produce a harvest. It is going to multiply. It is going to create opportunities and connections and resources that will fund the next chapter of your life, that will open doors you could never open yourself, that will position you for assignments you have not even dreamed of yet. So receive it with gratitude. Receive it with humility. Receive it with open hands and an open heart. Receive it with the understanding that you did not earn this. You cannot earn my grace. You cannot earn my favor. You cannot earn my love. It is a gift. It is free. It is given not because you are perfect, but because I am good. Not because you deserve it, but because I am generous. Not because you figured out the formula, but because I am your Father. And when you receive it with that posture, with open hands and a humble heart, it positions you to receive even more. Because I give grace to the humble. I pour out blessing on those who recognize that every good and perfect gift comes from me. I entrust more to those who give me glory for what I have already given. Do not let pride creep in when the breakthrough comes. Do not start thinking that you figured out the formula or that you finally got it right. or that you earned this through your faith or your prayers or your obedience or your sacrifice. Yes, your faith mattered. Yes, your prayers mattered. Yes, your obedience mattered. But none of that obligated me to respond. None of that put me in your debt. I responded because I love you. I responded because I am your father, and it brings me joy to give good gifts to my children. I responded because it is my nature to bless, to heal, to restore, to provide. I responded because I am good, not because you are perfect. Let this miracle increase your hunger for me, not just for my blessings. Let it draw you closer into relationship with me, not make you feel like you have arrived. Let it make you more desperate for my presence, not satisfied with my presence. Let it make you more dependent on my voice, more attentive to my leading. Let it make you more aware of my goodness, more grateful for my grace. I do not want you to chase miracles. I do not want you to become a spiritual beggar, always looking for the next sign, the next wonder, the next breakthrough. I want you to chase me. I want you to seek my face, not just my hand. And when you chase me, when you seek me with all your heart, you will find me. And when you find me, everything else you need comes with me. I am not a cosmic vending machine. I am not a genie who grants wishes. I am not a means to an end. I am a father who invites you into intimacy. And in that intimacy, in that relationship, in that connection, I meet every need, heal every wound, answer every question, fulfill every longing. The enemy tried to use this waiting period to destroy your faith. He whispered lies to you in the dark hours. He told you I had forgotten you, that you were not important enough for my attention. He told you that you were praying in vain, wasting your time, talking to the ceiling. He told you that this was not going to happen, that you needed to give up and move on and accept reality. He told you to settle for less, to compromise, to take what you could get. But you did not listen. You refused to surrender to his lies. You kept praying even when it felt pointless. You kept believing even when the evidence contradicted everything you hoped for. You kept showing up even when you wanted to walk away. You kept worshiping me even when you did not feel like it, even when the praise felt like a sacrifice. You kept reading my word even when it seemed like it was not making a difference, like the promises were for everyone else, but not for you. You kept pressing in even when everything in you wanted to quit. And now, the enemy is about to watch as I do exactly what I promised. He is about to see his lies exposed as the deceptions they always were. He is about to witness his schemes fail spectacularly. He is about to realize that he wasted all that time and energy trying to discourage you, trying to destroy your faith, trying to get you to give up, because I was always going to come through. I was always going to keep my word. I was always going to show up for you. And there is nothing he can do to stop what I have already decreed in the courts of heaven. This is your victory. This is your vindication. This is your breakthrough. This is your miracle. It belongs to you. I am handing it to you with both hands, wrapped in my love, sealed with my promise, guaranteed by my character. Take it. Receive it. Do not push it away with false humility or unbelief. Do not talk yourself out of it. Do not wait for permission. Walk in it. Live in it. Celebrate it. Thank me for it. And then get ready, because there is more where that came from. I want you to understand something crucial about the nature of this miracle. It is not just a singular event. It is not just one moment of breakthrough that stands alone. This miracle is a doorway. It is a threshold. It is a gateway into a completely different dimension of living, into a season where you will operate at a level you have never experienced before. What you are about to receive is going to change the trajectory of your entire life. The domino effect of this breakthrough will touch areas you have not even prayed about yet. It will unlock doors you did not know existed. It will create opportunities you could never have manufactured on your own. When I move in power like this, when I release a miracle of this magnitude, it never comes alone. It comes with a company of blessings attached to it. It comes with favor. It comes with wisdom. It comes with connections. It comes with resources. It comes with protection. It comes with everything you need, not just to receive the blessing, but to sustain it, to steward it well, to multiply it, to pass it on. I am not setting you up for a brief moment of relief followed by a return to struggle. I am establishing you. I am positioning you. I am planting you in a place of stability and fruitfulness that will last. Think about Hannah. She prayed for a son with such desperation, such intensity, that the priest thought she was drunk. She wept before me. She poured out her soul. She made a vow that if I gave her a son, she would give him back to me for service in the temple. And I heard her. I saw her tears. I witnessed her faithfulness in the midst of mockery, in the midst of the pain of being barren in a culture that saw barrenness as a curse. I gave her Samuel, but I did not stop there. After she gave Samuel to serve in the temple, after she fulfilled her vow and released the very thing she had prayed for, I gave her 3 more sons and 2 daughters. I multiplied her blessing. I exceeded her request. What she thought was the one thing she needed became the gateway to abundance she never asked for. That is what is happening for you. What you are receiving right now is just the beginning. It is the first wave. It is the initial breakthrough that will open the floodgates for everything else I have stored up for you. Do not make the mistake of thinking this is the finish line. This is the starting line. This is where your new life begins. This is where you step into the fullness of everything I have been preparing you for. I have been working in the invisible realm with precision and intentionality. Every delay has had purpose. Every setback has been setting you up for a comeback that will be so powerful, so undeniable, that even your enemies will have to acknowledge my hand on your life. They will not be able to explain it away. They will not be able to attribute it to luck or coincidence or your own efforts. They will know it was me. And some of them, the ones whose hearts are not completely hardened, will be softened by what they see me do for you. Some of them will come to me because your testimony will break through their skepticism and their pride. I need you to prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, spiritually for increase. I need you to expand your capacity to receive. I need you to stop thinking small. I need you to stop limiting me with your narrow expectations. You have been praying for survival. I am bringing you abundance. You have been praying for relief. I am bringing you total restoration. You have been praying for a way out. I am bringing you a way up. You have been praying for me to stop the bleeding. I am bringing you complete healing and then blessing on top of blessing. Your mind has been conditioned by years of lack, years of struggle, years of barely making it through. You have learned to manage disappointment by lowering your expectations. You have protected yourself from hope because hope deferred makes the heart sick, and you have had enough heartache. But I am asking you to risk hoping again. I am asking you to dare to believe that I am better than you have experienced so far, that my plans for you are greater than anything you have seen up until now. I am asking you to let go of the survival mindset and embrace the abundance mindset that comes from trusting in a God who owns everything. The cattle on 1,000 hills belong to me. The silver and gold are mine. The earth is mine and everything in it. I do not lack resources. I do not run out of provision. I do not have budget constraints. I do not need to choose between blessing you and blessing someone else. There is more than enough to go around, and I am opening my storehouse over your life. I am releasing what I have been holding back until the timing was right. What you are about to experience is the overflow of my goodness, the manifestation of my generosity, the proof of my love for you. You have been faithful in the wilderness. You have worshipped me in the desert. You have praised me in the valley. Now I am bringing you into the promised land. Just as I led the children of Israel through 40 years of wandering, teaching them to depend on me for manna each morning and water from the rock, I have been teaching you in your own wilderness season. Every day that you had to trust me for provision, every moment when you could not see the way forward but chose to follow my cloud by day and my fire by night, was preparation for this crossing. The Jordan is parting before you. The walls of your Jericho are about to fall. I am bringing you into the place of blessing, the place of fruitfulness, the place where you will eat from vineyards you did not plant and drink from wells you did not dig. You are transitioning from wandering to dwelling, from surviving to thriving, from hoping to possessing. But with this blessing comes responsibility. I am entrusting you with more because I have prepared you to handle it. I have tested your character in the furnace of affliction. I have watched how you treated people when you had nothing. I have seen your heart when you were low, when you were broken, when you were desperate. And I saw faithfulness. I saw integrity. I saw a refusal to become bitter even when you had every human right to be angry. That is why I am trusting you with this miracle. That is why I am releasing increase into your life. Because I know you will not forget where you came from. I know you will use what I give you to bless others, to advance my kingdom, to be a demonstration of my goodness. When you receive financial breakthrough, you are going to remember what it felt like to not have enough. And that memory is going to make you generous. You are going to see someone struggling the way you struggled, and you are going to be moved with compassion because you know exactly what they are walking through. You are going to give to them not out of obligation, but out of overflow, out of gratitude for what I did for you. You are going to fund ministries and support missions and help individuals in ways that will create ripple effects you will not fully understand until eternity. When you receive healing in your body, you are going to remember what it felt like to live in pain. You are going to remember the sleepless nights, the limitations, the frustration of not being able to do the things you wanted to do. And that memory is going to fill you with compassion for others who are suffering. You are going to pray for the sick with authority because you know firsthand that I am a healer. You are going to speak life over people who have given up hope because you were there once, and you know what it means to experience my healing power. When you see your family restored, when you watch prodigals come home and relationships get mended and walls come down, you are going to remember the pain of division. You're going to remember the ache of watching people you love walk away from me and from you. You are going to remember the nights you cried out for their salvation. And that memory is going to make you an intercessor for other families who are broken. You are going to stand in the gap for people who cannot pray for themselves, because you know what it means to wait for breakthrough in relationships. Every area where you are receiving a miracle right now is an area where I am preparing you to minister to others. Your testimony is not just for your benefit, it is for the benefit of everyone who will hear it. The breakthrough you are experiencing is creating a template, a roadmap, a proof of concept that others can follow. When they see what I did for you, they will dare to believe that I can do it for them too. Your life is going to become a living sermon that points people to my goodness. I want you to think about Joseph. He was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused, thrown into prison, forgotten by the people he helped. He spent years in situations that were not fair, that were not his fault, that seemed to have no purpose. But I was with him every step of the way. I was using every injustice, every betrayal, every setback to position him for the palace. When Pharaoh needed someone to interpret his dreams and manage the coming famine, Joseph was the only man qualified because of everything he had been through. His suffering had prepared him for his assignment. His wilderness had equipped him for his palace. And when he finally stood before Pharaoh and was elevated to second in command over all of Egypt, when he went from the prison to the palace in one day, when he was given authority and resources and influence beyond anything he could have imagined, he did not use it for revenge. He used it for redemption. When his brothers came to Egypt looking for food, he could have destroyed them. He could have made them pay for what they did to him, but instead, he saved them. He provided for them. He brought the whole family to Egypt and gave them the best land. He understood that what the enemy meant for evil, I meant for good. He understood that his suffering had a purpose larger than his own life. That is your story too. What you have been through was not random. It was not meaningless. It was preparation. It was positioning. It was equipping you for what is coming next. The miracle you are receiving is elevating you, not so you can live in comfort and forget about everyone else, but so you can be a blessing on a scale you have never been able to before. You are moving from the prison to the palace, from obscurity to influence, from lack to abundance. And I am trusting you to handle it with wisdom, with humility, with generosity. You are going to look back on this season of waiting, and you are going to see it differently. Right now, it feels like wasted time. Right now, it feels like unnecessary suffering. Right now, you are wondering why it had to take so long. why the process had to be so painful. But when you are standing in the fullness of the blessing, when you are walking in the reality of the miracle, when you are operating in the authority and influence I am giving you, you are going to understand. You are going to see that every tear had purpose. You are going to see that every delay was divine timing. You are going to see that I was working all things together for your good, even when it did not look like it, even when it did not feel like it. Romans 8:28 is not just a nice verse to quote. It is reality. It is truth. It is how I operate. I work all things together for good for those who love me, for those who are called according to my purpose. Not some things, all things. The good things and the bad things, the blessings and the trials, the victories and the defeats, the moments of clarity and the seasons of confusion. I take all of it and I weave it together into a tapestry that displays my glory and accomplishes my purpose in your life. Right now, you are in the middle of the weaving process. You have been looking at the back of the tapestry, the side with all the tangled threads and knots and mess. It does not make sense from that angle. It looks chaotic. It looks random. But I am looking at the front of the tapestry. I am looking at the finished image. I can see the picture I am creating with your life. And I am telling you, it is beautiful. It is purposeful. It is exactly what I designed. Very soon, I am going to turn the tapestry around and let you see what I have been making. Very soon, you are going to see how every thread had purpose, how every color contributed to the whole, how the dark threads made the light threads shine brighter. You are going to see the masterpiece I have been creating through your life, and you are going to weep with gratitude. You are going to fall on your face and worship me, because you will finally understand that I knew what I was doing all along. This miracle is part of that masterpiece. This breakthrough is part of the picture I have been painting. It is not separate from your journey. It is the result of your journey. It is the fruit of your faithfulness. It is the harvest of the seeds you planted when you worshiped me in the wilderness, when you praised me in the pain, when you trusted me in the darkness. Every prayer you prayed became a thread. Every act of obedience became a color. Every moment of surrender became a stitch in the fabric of what I was creating. And now, this miracle you are receiving is the golden thread that ties everything together, the centerpiece of the tapestry that makes all the other threads make sense. I need you to receive this with your whole heart. I need you to let go of the skepticism that says it is too good to be true. I need you to release the fear that says it is going to be taken away. I need you to silence the voice that says you do not deserve this. You do not deserve it. None of my children deserve my blessings, but I give them anyway because I am a good father who delights in giving good gifts to his children. I give them because it brings me joy. I give them because I love you with an everlasting love. I give them because you are mine, and I take care of what belongs to me. Stop trying to earn what I am freely giving. Stop trying to figure out what you did right that unlocked this blessing. You did not unlock anything. I chose to bless you. I decided to move on your behalf. I determined that the time had come for your breakthrough. This is about my sovereignty, my timing, my goodness. Receive it as a gift. Receive it as grace. Receive it as a demonstration of my love for you. And when you receive it, when you see the evidence with your own eyes, when you experience the reality of what I have been promising, I want you to remember this conversation. I want you to remember that I told you it was coming. I want you to remember that I spoke this into existence before you saw any sign of it in the natural. I want you to remember that my word is true, that my promises are yes and amen, that what I speak will come to pass. Let this become a memorial in your heart, a marker that you can return to whenever you face another impossible situation in the future. Because there will be other challenges. This miracle does not mean you will never face difficulty again. It means you will face future difficulties with the confidence that comes from knowing I came through for you before, and I will come through for you again. It means you will have a testimony that strengthens your faith when circumstances try to shake it. It means you will have proof that I am faithful, that I keep my word, that I do not abandon my children in their time of need. David wrote in the Psalms that he had been young, and now he was old, and he had never seen the righteous forsaken or their children begging for bread. He wrote that from experience. He had walked with me long enough to know that I provide. He had faced enough battles to know that I deliver. He had been in enough tight places to know that I make a way. And he wrote it down so that future generations would know the truth about my character. That is what you are going to do with this testimony. You are going to tell your children and grandchildren about the time you were at the end of your rope, and I showed up. You are going to tell them about the miracle you are receiving right now. You are going to tell them about how you prayed and waited and believed, and how I came through in a way that exceeded your expectations. And they are going to grow up knowing that they serve a God who answers prayer, who performs miracles, who is faithful to his promises. Your breakthrough is generational. It is not just affecting you. It is affecting everyone who comes after you. The financial blessing I am releasing is going to benefit your children. It is going to break cycles of poverty and lack that may have plagued your family for generations. It is going to establish a new normal of abundance and provision that your descendants will inherit. The healing you are receiving is going to give you years with your family that you would not have had otherwise. The restored relationships are going to create a legacy of love and unity that will be passed down. This miracle is sowing seeds into the future, seeds that will produce a harvest long after you are gone. So receive it not just for yourself, but for them. Receive it for the generations that will come after you. Receive it as an inheritance that you will pass on, a testimony that will outlive you, a demonstration of my faithfulness that will strengthen the faith of people who are not even born yet. I am the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I am the God of generations. I make promises that span lifetimes. I establish covenants that last forever. What I am doing in your life right now is part of a story that is bigger than you, longer than your lifespan, wider than your immediate circumstances. You are part of my grand narrative, my unfolding plan to redeem and restore and bless my people throughout all generations. This miracle is a chapter in that story, and it is a chapter that will be told and retold, that will encourage and inspire, that will point people to me. So walk in it with confidence. Walk in it with gratitude. Walk in it with the understanding that you are carrying something precious, something powerful, something that has the potential to change not just your life, but the lives of countless others. There is something else I need you to understand about this moment you are in. The waiting you have endured has not only prepared you to receive the miracle, it has also prepared you to sustain it. So many people lose their breakthrough because they were not ready for the spiritual warfare that intensifies when blessing comes. The enemy does not attack you as fiercely when you are down because you are not a threat to his kingdom when you are struggling to survive. But when you step into abundance, when you walk in healing, when you operate in the authority and influence I am giving you, you become dangerous to the kingdom of darkness. You become a force that he cannot ignore. That is why I allowed the waiting. That is why I permitted the wilderness season. I was building spiritual muscle in you. I was teaching you how to stand when everything in you wants to run. I was showing you how to fight with spiritual weapons, not carnal ones. I was training you to recognize the voice of the enemy and refuse his lies. All of that training is about to pay off because you are entering a season where the stakes are higher, where the attacks may be more subtle but more strategic, where you will need discernment and spiritual maturity to navigate what is coming. But do not be afraid. I have equipped you. I have armed you. I have given you everything you need not only to receive the blessing, but to keep it, to multiply it, to pass it on. The same power that raised Christ from the dead lives in you. The same Spirit that hovered over the waters at creation dwells in you. The same authority that Jesus walked in has been delegated to you as my child. You are not going into this season alone. You are not going into it unprepared. You are going into it covered by my blood, filled with my Spirit, equipped with my armor, backed by my angels, empowered by my word. I need you to understand the authority you carry. You are not a victim. You are not powerless. You are not at the mercy of circumstances or people or spiritual forces. You are a child of the Most High God. You are seated with Christ in heavenly places. You have been given authority to trample on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you. That is not just a nice scripture. That is your reality. That is your position. That is your legal standing in the spiritual realm. When you walk into the fullness of this miracle, when you step into the blessing I am releasing, do it with your head held high. Do it knowing who you are and whose you are. Do not apologize for the blessing. Do not shrink back from the favor. Do not try to make yourself small so that others feel comfortable. Walk in it boldly, confidently, humbly grateful, but not falsely humble. You represent me. You are my ambassador. And when people see the blessing on your life, I want them to see a reflection of my goodness, my generosity, my power. There will be people who misunderstand. There will be people who are jealous. There will be people who try to diminish what I have done for you or attribute it to something other than my hand. Do not waste your energy trying to convince them. Do not get distracted defending yourself or explaining yourself. Let your life speak. Let the fruit speak. Let the results speak. Those who have eyes to see will see. Those who have ears to hear will hear. And those who refuse to acknowledge my hand in your life are revealing the condition of their own hearts, not the validity of your blessing. You cannot control how people respond to your breakthrough, but you can control how you steward it. You can control whether you remain humble and grateful. You can control whether you use the blessing to bless others. You can control whether you give me glory or take credit for yourself. Stay close to me in this season. Do not let the blessing become a substitute for my presence. Do not let the answered prayer make you feel like you have arrived and no longer need to seek me with the same desperation you had when you were waiting for the breakthrough. Some of the most dangerous seasons spiritually are seasons of blessing because it is easy to become self-sufficient, to start trusting in the provision instead of the provider, to become so busy enjoying the gift that you forget about the giver. I am warning you now so you can guard your heart. I am preparing you now so you do not fall into that trap. Stay hungry for me. Stay desperate for my presence. Stay dependent on my voice. Let the blessing draw you closer to me, not pull you away. I want you to think about Solomon. I gave him wisdom beyond any man before or after him. I gave him wealth and honor and a kingdom at peace. I gave him everything he asked for and things he did not ask for. He started well. He built the temple. He led the people in worship. He sought me and honored me. But over time, the blessings became a distraction. The wealth led to compromise. The foreign wives led him into idolatry. He ended his life in a place far from where he started, filled with regret and disillusionment. His writings in Ecclesiastes reflect a man who had everything and realized it meant nothing without me at the center. I do not want that to be your story. I do not want you to receive the blessing and then drift away from me. I do not want you to look back with regret because you allowed success to become a substitute for intimacy with me. So I am telling you now, before the breakthrough fully manifests, keep me first. Keep me central. Keep me as your foundation. Let everything else be built on that relationship. And if you do that, if you guard your heart and maintain your connection with me, the blessing will not destroy you. It will establish you. It will launch you into everything I have called you to do. The miracle you are receiving is a tool, not a trophy. It is a resource for the assignments I am giving you, not a reward for you to hoard and display. Use it wisely. Invest it intentionally. Steward it with the awareness that I am watching how you handle what I have given you, because how you handle this will determine what I entrust you with next. Faithfulness in small things leads to authority over greater things. What you are receiving now is small compared to what I have planned for you if you steward this well. I am positioning you for influence. I am setting you up to be a voice in your generation. I am preparing you to carry weight in the kingdom, to speak into situations and see change happen, to pray over circumstances and watch them shift. But that kind of authority requires character. It requires integrity. It requires humility. It requires a heart that stays tender toward me and toward people even when you are walking in blessing and favor. Do not let success harden your heart. Do not let blessing make you forget what it was like to struggle. Do not let favor cause you to look down on people who are still in the valley you just came out of. Remember where you were. Remember what I brought you through. Remember the mercy I showed you. And let that memory keep you compassionate, keep you generous, keep you humble. This miracle is not the end goal. It is a means to an end. The end goal is that my name would be glorified, that my kingdom would advance, that people would come to know me because of what they see in your life. If this breakthrough makes much of you, it has failed its purpose. If this breakthrough makes much of me, it has succeeded. Keep that perspective. Keep that focus. Keep that as your North Star as you walk forward into everything I'm giving you. I am entrusting you with this miracle because I trust you. I have seen your heart. I have tested you in the wilderness. I have watched you when no one else was watching. I know you will use this blessing for my glory. I know you will be generous with what I give you. I know you will stay humble and grateful. That is why I am releasing it now. That is why the waiting is over. That is why the season is shifting. You are ready. You are prepared. You are equipped. And I am confident that you will handle what I am giving you with wisdom and grace. I am not a God of just enough. I am not a God of barely scraping by. I am a God of more than enough, of overflow, of abundance. I do not give you barely sufficient portions. I give you pressed down, shaken together, running over measures that spill out of the container and onto the floor. I do not open windows. I open floodgates. I do not provide drops. I provide rivers. I do not give you crumbs from the table. I give you feasts with every good thing. And what I am releasing into your life right now is going to exceed your expectations. It is going to surpass what you asked for. It is going to blow your mind and leave you speechless and make you wonder why you ever doubted me. You prayed for a breakthrough. I am giving you a complete turnaround. You prayed for help. I am giving you total transformation. You prayed for provision. I am giving you abundance that allows you to be a blessing to others. You prayed for healing. I am giving you wholeness that touches every area of your life. You prayed for an answer. I am giving you a testimony that will impact generations. You prayed for a miracle. I am giving you a move of my spirit that will mark the rest of your life and become a defining moment in your story. Receive it. Believe it. Walk in it. This is your moment. This is your season. This is your time. The waiting is over. The miracle is here. The breakthrough has arrived. And I am the God who did it, the God who keeps his promises, the God who never fails, the God who is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Amen. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear these words. Type Amen in the comments to receive this blessing. Subscribe to this channel and activate notifications so you never miss a message God has for you. Remember, you are deeply loved, you are not alone, and your Heavenly Father is working everything together for your good.